Hazardous Hooligan, and in today's video we have a slightly different style, and we're going to be talking about a few things in this video, but the main focus is this guy right here, this beautiful skeleton from Dusk Productions. He looks like he just either crawled out of a pit of radiation or a swamp, and that's how he gets his name. This is the swamp skeleton from Dusk Productions, which when I saw this guy at Transworld, I immediately fell in love with how he looks and just the design of this character. He really stands out amongst all the other skeletons you see, and the fact that this guy who made him, his name is Matt, he makes all of these in his house, right? In his basement and his front yard. And when you look at this, you would assume that it was made in a giant warehouse like Distortions has, or another company like them. But no, it is fully homegrown company, and it is just amazing. And now, I didn't have this shipped to my house. I went down there with a good friend of mine to New Jersey, where they are based, and I got to, one, have an interview with Matt, and also pick this guy up and see a lot of the other things he was working on. So it's a very cool video we have for you today. And before I actually get into the nitty-gritty details about the trip and the features on this guy, I want to talk to you about this set you're seeing. Now, this is the kind of focal point this year of my haunted house, which is called Vault 43. As you can see, it's a vault style entrance here, and it's really a beautiful, not to toot my own horn, but it's a really beautiful set piece we have, and I think it's going to really entice people in. Now, this material is called, this is Flex Coat Concrete. We have the Brutal Rust, all from the company Brutal Rust. And then any of the hardware you see, such as this porthole here, is from a company called When Hinges Creek. And we did also, the lights you see on the top, these jelly jar lights, as some people call them, are from a horse farm. So we went all over to get all these things to make this, and all the stains you see and all the kind of weathering you see is also from Brutal Rust. So we really spent a lot of time doing this set, and we also redid my two other sets. So you would expect to see some videos from those sets as well after the haunted house. So I really hope you guys like this set, and in the future when you see them, the other two sets. So now, without further ado, let's get into the trip to New Jersey. You are the owner and designer for all of your products at Dusk Productions?
Yes, my name is Matt, and I own and operate Dusk Productions.
So what really inspires you to, what inspired you to start this company?
Money. I grew up as a Halloween kid. My mom, my grandma, my entire family made Halloween really, really special. My mom always decorated our house really nicely, and it was like this fun time of year for me. So as a kid, I would try to make things and mimic what I found, and I was an art student also, art kid. So I always loved building things, making things, and my love for Halloween and my love for building and making things coincided, and I created a business from it.
How do you come up with the ideas for your products?
I get a lot of ideas from all over the place. People ask, do you get ideas from movies or dreams? Sort of yes, sort of no. I try to look at what's out there as far as themes that you see in our culture, our world, and all that. Yeah, movies, but also I try to look at what themes already exist in haunted houses and what there's a need for. So I've seen a lot of butcher type things, for example, or a lot of ghosts, for example. So I try to fill a need that I know already exists, but then expand upon it a little bit.
When did you start Dusk Productions?
I started Dusk Productions in 2017, but it was basically a lifetime of building and learning up to that point.
Until you decided to inevitably start your company.
Yeah, basically, yes.
When was the first time you went to Transworld?
My first year at Transworld, I'm going to say was 2020? No, that's wrong. 2021.
2021.
My first year at Transworld was 2021. It was supposed to be 2020, but that was the COVID year. So I started as COVID allowed us to restart it.
What has been your most selling product so far and your most popular?
My most popular product, I would say of all time in terms of numbers, would be the little trick-or-treaters. They're a 3-foot tall, like budget-friendly trick-or-treater. But my most popular larger scale prop was debuted this past year, 2025. I was the Swamp Skeleton.
Yes.
I sold a lot of those, more than I ever sold of any single prop at Transworld. In fact, I didn't even bring it to East Coast Haunters because
you sold out of some.
Well, I was concerned about taking too many orders on it, and I figured let me do a good job on the ones that I have placed and be happy with that, and call it a year, and we'll bring them back next year.
What was your inspiration behind the Swamp Skeleton?
You know, a lot of things. I wanted to do a skeleton that everybody would like. I wanted to sculpt a skeleton for myself just because I wanted to push myself to do a really good quality skeleton sculpt. I've done skeletons over the years, but I wanted to do one that was for me as an artist, like pushing my sculpture abilities. So that's kind of where it started. And then it turned into this multi-purpose prop. So I decided, okay, I'm going to sculpt a skeleton and I want it to be really good, but now I want to be able to make the cemetery skeleton or a groundbreaker or the swamp skeleton or a scarecrow with a pumpkin head. Like I wanted this multi-purpose base prop. So that's really what the idea came from. And then it was just a development of the different materials and glosses and things like that. So it really was an idea. The idea came from how can I showcase all of these different tools and materials that I'm now working with in one prop.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'm very excited to get the Swamp Skeleton.
I'm very excited to pass them off to you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Now, from that interview, you can probably tell how genuine Matt is, and he really cares for what he does, which is what I notice with a lot of these Halloween companies. You know, the very professional stuff. They genuinely care about what they do, and that's why this community is so amazing. And that's why I keep going back to Transworld every year just to meet all these people. But now on to the skeleton right here. Now he has fairly posable arms. You can really pose them however you want. I prefer posing them right here. The fingers are slightly posable, not fully posable though. They do have wire in it so you can pose them a little bit. The neck is posable, and right here you can see that he can go either from this to this, so however you want it. And same with this arm is posable, and you can really get a sense of how detailed this guy is. And you know, you can see all like the goo on him. It's all made out of urethane rubber, and his hair's like falling out in clumps onto his clothing, all the rope that's on him. It's a really just visceral reaction, and he's just such a unique skeleton. I really don't think I've seen too many like this guy, and he can be used in various scenes, like a graveyard. Oh, he came out of like kind of a swampy, you know, grave, or he could be used in a laser swamp or any other sort of swamp like that. But how I'm using him is kind of like a melted away scientist or something like that this year. And, you know, it almost looks like his flesh is peeling off, and that's, I knew at Transworld what we were looking for as a theme, but this guy and then the people at Brutal Rust really inspired this whole thing, because this year it seems like there's a lot more products and props and animatronics that really lend for a theme like we're doing this year. And this prop is just incredible. I'm so happy I got him. Immediately when I saw him at Transworld, I was like, I need that. And it's a really great segue. The price for Dusk Productions products is a really great segue into, from like say Spirit Halloween props into the more professional side of things, because you get a really, really professional prop for a really affordable price, especially for the home haunters like me that want to kind of up the game with their props and animatronics. This was the Hazardous Hooligan, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a really fun video to shoot, and I really enjoyed going down to the Dusk Productions headquarters. And you know, if you have the time, I would totally suggest checking them out. And if you are planning to go to Trans World next year, I really suggest checking their booth out, because they had a really impressive booth last year. It really stood out, you know, their giant sign they had, and it's a really good and well put together booth. And same thing with Brutal Rust. They're a great product, and their booth is always awesome too. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I really enjoy reading them, and I'll see you in the next video.